Hey, welcome back to Hebrew Literacy. Today we've got something fun planned. We will be continuing after the cliffhanger from last time, reading in the graphic novel by House of 1 Kings chapter 13, verse 23. There you can see it up on the screen. Let me just check the focus, see if we do a bit better. Yeah, there we go. Good. And yeah, that's going to be fun. So I just pray for all of you that you will have wonderful time learning, that not only will you excel at learning biblical Hebrew and internalizing and recognizing the patterns and feeling more familiar with the sacred text, but that you also will enjoy the process. That's my prayer for you. So glad you're all here. Thank you. Especially thank you to my patrons from patreon.com/Hebrew Literacy, or those of you who give in other ways. I'm very, very grateful for that. Okay, let's get to it. So let's see. Can I? No, I can't put a mouse there. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I can do this. Old school. Here we go. Here we go. 1 Kings chapter 13, verse 23. acharei אכלו lechem, ואחרי שתותו vayachavoshu החמור לנביא, אשר השיבו. All right, all right. Okay, ויהי. And it was, or it came to pass, acharei, after, and this is really a construct change. So it's like literally after akhlo, after eating of, after his eating. This is an infinitive here. So after he ate, literally after eating of him, lechem, bread, acharei, and acharei, after of, again, it's like construct, shetoto, another infinitive, drinking of, drinking of him. Hold on, looks a little bit blurry. Let me see. Yeah, better. Drinking of him. So, vayhi, and it was, acharei, akhlo, after he ate, lechem, bread, acharei, and after, shetoto, after he drank, vayachavoshu, and notice this as an O here, because the Makef says that in ancient times these two words were read as like a compound word, right? Even though we don't read it that way today from the Sefer, still. So it would have been something like vayachavoshu, right? And here's the accent Hebrew likes to have it on the end. It would have been over here, even though they don't draw that here in the text. Well, maybe I could. Maybe I can show you. Here, let me. Here we go. Here we go. Oops, hold on. I think someone's shouting to me. Let me just check real quick. My Telegram. No, nope, okay, I'm okay. Must not be shouting to me. Okay, let's see, verse 23, right? Okay, let's have a quick look here. Okay. Oh, there. Okay, here you can see it. Okay. So see, we have the monach here, the accent here. Okay. This is not an accent. This is a meteg. All right. But here is an accent because this was read as a compound word. That's why this word has no accent. It has no ta'am mark. Oh, I just noticed that document cam was picking up sound too. I sure hope you didn't have doubled sound all that time. Anyway, it's corrected now. My apologies. Oi, 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 oi. Haven't used the doc cam a whole lot lately, so hopefully it wasn't too bad hearing me like a visitor or something from V. I'm imagining that's what it sounded like. You probably got the fan a bit too. Anyway, at least we're fairly early on. So you'll notice here, this is a Koren publisher's presentation Tanakh. So they do a nice little thing. Whenever it's an O sound instead of an ah for the comments, they make it big like this. So as I read it for you, vayachavoshu, because this is a closed syllable, it's ending in the sheen, and it's unaccented. So that means it needs a short vowel. Even though they make it bigger, though it's a short vowel, that's just because it's not as common as the ah comment. So vayachavoshu. vayachavoshu lo is how it would have been in ancient times. Okay, so you can also see the same thing here. The where is it? Akhlo, right? Not akhlo, akhlo, eating of. Oh, okay. Okay, refocus. Chavash is to saddle, usually like a donkey or something, but it really just means to bind, like to bind or wrap around on something. So vayachavosh, the ya means he. Ya, he chavashed. So he will chavash, but the vav here changes it to perfect. So it's like he chavashed, he saddled lo for himself. Ha chamo. Ha the chamo, the donkey. La navi. L for on the navi, for the prophet. Asher whom heshiv oh. Heshiv oh. So the verb here is kind of difficult to see. It's shuv. Sheen, vav, beit. And because it's a hollow verb, that vav has gone away. But it's a hefil binyan. So we have the preformative hey, and there's a yod jammed in there just before the third root letter. Sorry, right there. So heshiv is to cause to return, right? So which he had brought, and again, it's an infinitive. The style here, it's infinitive. Returning of him, right? Causing to return of oh means he caused to return. Asher whom heshivo, he had brought back, right? He caused to return back to the place where the whole prophecy had happened. How you guys doing? You doing okay? You like it? I really hope the sound wasn't bad before. I don't really have the time right now to re-record it, and it wasn't that long, so hoping it wasn't too bad. At least I caught it. I saw the two green bouncing. Oh wait, that ain't right. Comments or questions? All right. Going to move to verse 24. Verse 24. Vayeilekh. Vayeilekh. Now, I'll translate this now because we're going to go to another frame. It's from the verb halach, halach, or it can be signed this way, halach, which is to walk or to go. The first hey is gone. That doesn't usually happen, but it does happen with this verb. So it's actually vayeilekh. Then he went. Continue with verse 24. Viמצאהו, or vayimetzeihu. Yeah. He, yimsa, yimsa means he will find. He will find. But the vav conversive, vayu, means and he found, matzai found, who? Him. Okay, so the he here is expressed by the next word. Who's the he? Aryeh. Aryeh, which is this guy. Rawr, a lion. A lion. So vayimtzeihu aryeh. And an aryeh found. You don't have to say the he because we have a subject. If there was no subject here, then we would say he. Okay? The verb is just agreeing with it's a male lion. It's an aryeh. Then an aryeh found him. Now, matzah, it does mean find, and you could translate it this way. In Ugaritic, matzah also means overtake, overtake, right? Like to catch up or overtake someone. And that kind of works here too, so that's another possible meaning. It could mean, then a lion overtook him. Sounds a little bit better to me than found, but either way. Ba derech. Ba derech. So the bait is on, ad is the derech, on the way. Vayimetzeihu, or vayimetzeihu. So the verbal root is mot, or mawit. Mem, vav, tet. And again, it's a hollow verb. So that vav has gone away, and we're left only with the mem and the tav. Okay? But it's a hefil. You can see there's a yod jammed in there. So it's to cause to die. Right? Mawit, like mavit is death, right? Mawat to die, mavat to die. But him eat is to cause to die. In other words, to kill. So meat would mean he will kill. The Vav conversive changes it, and he killed who? He killed him. Who? The aryeh killed the navi. Oh, his hands are like this. Oh no. Still got his sandals on though. He's like, oh man, what a day. Vatehi, okay, so vatehi, this is the same verb as what we had in the very first verse, the yehi, right? Yehi is a masculine form. Yehi, he will be. And the tav is tahi. Tahi is tahi, she will be. Why she? Because the next word is the subject. Nivlato, the nevelah of him. Nevelah is a corpse. A corpse. And the Vav conversive here is changing instead of tehi, instead of she will be, she was. And she was, what's a she? Nivlato. So, and his corpse was. Don't say the she. You don't need to. I'm only doing that so you can kind of piece it together as we go. Mushlechet baderech. Mushlechet. Mushlechet. This is from the verb shalach, shin lamed kaf, which is to cast or to throw. It was cast or thrown baderech, on the road. Okay, his corpse is just thrown about there on the road. How you guys doing? Any comments or questions? My red cardboard has escaped. Am I doing on time? Okay, doing all right. Doing all right. Okay, let's continue. Verse 25. Oh, need to come up a little bit. We thicken the action now. Verse 25. Vehine, and behold, anashim averim, men crossing, right? Like passing. Avar can mean to pass by. Again, this doesn't mean Hebrews, okay? Our Hebrew roots friends really over exaggerate that particular meaning. Why is my light off over here? What happened? Anyway, sorry about a little bit of shadow here, whatever. Doesn't mean Hebrew, okay? Anashim averim, men were passing by. Vayire'u, and they ra'ad. Resh, aleph, hey, and the hey's gone away. So we're only left with the root resh and aleph. And they saw et, we don't translate, hanevela, the nevela, the corpse. Remember, up above it became nivlato because it had a suffix on the end. So first we went to construct, then we put the suffix. They saw han, the solo, just kidding. Han nevela, the corpse. Moshlachet, cast baderech, upon the road, like strewn out on the road. The et. Now notice we have another et. That means it's going back to the verb here. We got this verb here, et. We have another one. So they saw the corpse, and they also saw ha'aryeh, the aryeh. Imagine what a sight. You see this dead guy, and there's a lion just chilling, and the aryeh, the lion. Omeid. Omeid. So Ahmad is to stand. So standing, Eitzel, nearby, ha nevela, the corpse, and there it is. All right, let's continue. By the way, if you like this book, you like doing it this way, I suggest you consider sponsoring the publisher and pick up a copy for yourself. You can get it over at Glossa, that's two S's, glossahouse.com. They have this, and they have other biblical books in the original language in this graphic novel format, which is fun. So verse 25, continuing. Vayavo'u, or vayavo'u. So bo is to come, right? Yavo'u means they will come, or they are coming, they are entering. Va changes it. Vayavo'u, and they came. Vaydaberu, and they spoke. Va'il. Bait is in. Ah is the. It's a long comments here because the ayin couldn't take the dagesh. In the air. So vayeilekh. V in the air. In the city. Asher, where. Makes more sense to say where here instead of which. Hanavi hazaken yoshev bah. Hanavi. The Navi, the prophet. That's our noun. Adjective follows in number and definiteness and sex. Hazaken, the old one. So in which the old prophet, the old one, Yoshev, lived, bah, in her. Because a city, even though it doesn't look like it, it is feminine in it. Let me just see something. I'm a little annoyed my light isn't working. Much better. The shadow over here is a bit better. All right. Comments or questions? How you guys doing? Everybody okay? All right. Let's see what else we have in store here. Verse 26. If you haven't noticed it, yellow is usually what they use to show like narration. Yeah. And then of course we have the talking bubbles. This guy's like Vayishma hanavi. Okay, so here's the subject, here's the verb. So Shema, we know. Shema, like Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, right? So, but the Vayishma, Yishma is he is hearing or he will hear. Vav is going to change it here. And he heard. Vayishma, and he heard. Who's the he? Hanavi. And the prophet heard. Okay, the subject's actually longer. It's hanavi asher heshivo min haderech. Okay. So this is all the subject. And the prophet who heshiv, who brought back him, who brought him back min haderech, from the path, heard. Shema. Okay, that's all the compound subject. Vayomer, and he said, Ish Elohim hu, asher mara et pi Adonai, vayitnehu Adonai la'aryeh, vayishbarehu, vayimetzeihu, kidvar Adonai, asher diber lo. Okay. Ish ha-Elohim, construct chain here. I would put a kind of a teal box around it if I could. The man of God, literally, man of the God. The man of God who he was. Asher hu mara. Mara is to behave rebelliously, to act rebelliously. Who rebelled or acted rebelliously at, I'm just going to say against, because that makes more sense here. Pi Adonai, another construct chain. Pe is mouth. P means mouth of. So mouth of Yod Wahe. So the mouth of Adonai, really meaning the command of the Lord, right? It's that's what it means. It's a euphemism for the command of the Lord. Vayitnehu. So this is not tan. You can see the dagesh. It would have been yin tan in ancient Hebrew. Yiten means he will give. Yitnehu. He will give him. Vayitnehu. And he gave him. Who's the subject? Adonai. And Hashem gave him. Aryeh. To. The aryeh, to the lion. Vayishbarehu. And he broke him. He shavar. Don't get confused. This isn't shiber, to utterly smash to pieces. It's not a PL. It's called. The only reason there's a dagish in the bait is because we have a closed syllable just before it. This is the sheen ends the syllable. So there's no vowel sound in front of this big ad kifat letter. So he gets his weak dagish. Okay. So it is shavar, just to break. It's not shiber, to utterly smash to pieces. Va and you, he, shiber, broke who? Him. He broke him. The lion broke the prophet. The ish ha'elohim, the man of God. Vayimetzeihu. And he killed him. Kidvar Adonai. According to or like construct chain, and the last word is a name. So we say the divar, the word of Adonai. Notice it's divar and not davar. Davar is word, but divar is word of. So the word of Yod He Waw He. Asher diber lo, who spoke or commanded to him, to him. Or which, instead of who, let's say which he spoke to him. That's better. Otherwise, you're expecting more. Because they don't put the sof pasuks here, I'm thinking, is there more to the verse? That's why I kept looking. I see we have verse 27 next. So this, let me just show you this asher here, which I mistranslated as which. I was thinking it was about the davar Adonai. Biblical Hebrew often does this. It can be ambiguous about the antecedents of pronouns, and this is a relative pronoun. But and they don't put the double colon here, which is I don't know why these guys don't do that, which tells you it's the end of the verse, the sof pasuk. And so I thought, oh, it's going to continue on to the next verse, right? But that's the end. That's the end. So instead of asher meaning which, it's actually who, right? I mean, instead of meaning, it's which meaning the command, diber lo, he spoke to him. Okay. So that's it. That's the end of that. Okay. Verse 27. Okay. Again, the book is from Glossa House. No royalties or anything like that. Don't worry, I don't have an affiliate link. You can just get it, support what they're doing. They're creative bunch. I really like their stuff. It's pretty cool. Okay. Verse 27. Vaydaber el banaiv lemo. Vaydaber, and he spoke el unto banaiv, his sons lemo, saying, let me just check to see if I'm summoned upstairs or not. Okay. I think I'll finish up first. Lemo, saying, Hivshu li et hachamor. Hivshu, saddle up li for me et the chamor, the donkey. Vayachavoshu, and they saddled. Lion still chilling. Vayeilekh, vayimtzah et niblato. Vayeilekh, so he halached, he went. Vayimtzah, and he found et niblat. Oh, the nevelah of him, his corpse. This thing here. Moshlachet, strewn about ba derech, in the derech, in the road. Vachamor, and donkey, veha aryeh, and the lion. It's interesting, it doesn't say ha chamor. I almost said it that way. That's what I was expecting, but it just says chamor. I don't know if this is a stylistic issue or something. He saw a donkey and the lion, omedim, standing, eitzel, nearby, han nevela, the nevela, the corpse. Lo achal ha'aryeh. Not achal ate the aryeh, the lion. Lion didn't eat. Et han nevela, the corpse. So he's just obeying Adonai, right? He's just obeying Hashem, the lion. That's pretty cool. Velo, and not shavar did he break et hachamo, the donkey. So it didn't hurt the donkey either. Interesting. Verse 29. Okay. It's a little blurry. There we go. Vayisa hanavi. Vayisa. The verb here is nasa. Nun, sin, aleph, right? Like I say, nasa carries things into space, to carry or to lift. The nun has assimilated. So in ancient Hebrew, this might have been yin sa, and it became yis sa. That's why there's a dot in the sin. The nun is hiding in there. Okay? Vayimsa. And he nasad, he carried, and who's the he? Hanavi, the prophet carried et niblat ish ha-Elohim. This is a big construct chain, all of this. And since the last word is ha-Elohim, we can say the corpse of the ish, man of the God. Vayanichehu. Vayanichehu. This verb is noach or nuach, noon, vav, chet, and the middle vav is gone. We're just left with the noon, and the chet. Okay, vayo, and he caused to rest. He let rest, or placed, him, el. Literally, it says toward hachamo, the donkey. Vai shivehu, and he returned him. Or okay, him. It's interesting. It's saying him now instead of we would have expected her if it's talking about the corpse. So he's actually relating it to the actual Isha Elohim. Vayavo'u, el hanavi, and he came el unto el hanavi. This is a construct chain. So the ha here, it gets the properties here also. Vayiru. He came el unto the city of Han, the Navi, the prophet. Which one? Here's our adjective, hazaken, the old one. Now you know the hazaken, when you put an adjective after a construct chain like this, it can refer to any of the words, like one of them, that is in the construct chain. We know it's not referring to el because it would have been hazakena, like if it was saying the old city because city's feminine, right? And an adjective will always agree with a noun in person, rather not person, pardon me, in number, which is like singular or plural, in sex or gender, which is masculine or feminine, and in definiteness. So we have the ha and the ha. So ha, that's a definiteness. Navi, not neviah, prophet, not prophetess, and zaken, old, not old lady, and singular. It's navi, not nevi'im, not prophets, and it's zaken, not zakenim. Okay, so vayavo'u, and he came el unto el hanavi hazaken, the city of the old prophet. Lispod, this is an infinitive. Safad means to mourn, to engage in mourning rites, more specifically, right? Like keeping the mitzvah to mourn someone properly. He's sitting Sheva for him, right? Sitting Shiva, we say in Yiddish, but he's sitting Sheva, 7 days. Lispod, to mourn. Ulekovro, and to kavar is to bury. This is an infinitive, to bury him, to bury him. This is the last verse I think we'll do today. I kind of lost track of time. I think it's probably a good amount of time. I'm not sure, but hope you guys are enjoying. I recommend watching it over. This is true immersion when we do the stories like this. I like it a lot. I know a lot of you enjoy the graphic novel approach. Okay, verse 30. Vayanach et nivlato bekivro. Vayispedu alive. Hoi, achi. Okay. Vayonach. Again, it's Noach or Nuach. The Vav is gone. We're just left with Nun and Chet. The Yod means he. He nacht. So, and he placed, et literally caused to rest. Et, we don't translate. The nevelah, I'm just saying how the word usually said, if you're wondering why the vowels are different. Nevelah is the corpse of him, becomes nivla nevelah of him, his corpse. Bekivro, when bearing of he, when he buried. Oh, sorry, in this case it could be kever, so it's probably in his grave. Bekever becomes bekivro, in his grave, meaning the grave of the Isha Elohim. Vayusped-u. So that's they will safad, they will mourn, engage in mourning rites. The Vav changes that, and they engaged in mourning rites. Alive, concerning him. Hoi, achi. See, they're all saying it. Hoi, achi. My brother, my. Let me just see, is the. Oh, yeah. It's 10 along the next one. All right, so maybe we'll just stop here. We'll stop here. We did a whole page. Look, we did a whole page. Look at that. Look at that. How's the time? Let me see. Nice. I think we started on a previous page, didn't we? Oh, no, we started here. Yeah, 23. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to do it again, you can go through and read yourself or watch the video again, maybe at whatever speed you desire, faster or slower. Maybe I'll just read through one more time, but I'm not going to translate this time. Just look at the pictures. Just enjoy it, okay? This is 1 Kings chapter 13, verse 23. Vayhi acharei akhlo lechem, acharei shetoto, vayachavoshu hachamor, hanavi asher heshivo. Vayeilekh, not walked, and he went. Viמצאהו aryeh baderech, vayimetzeihu, vatehi niblato mushlechet baderech. V'hachamor omeid etzla, v'haaryeh omeid etzel hanavi. Actually, I just realized this is a mistake. They made a female lion here, but an aryeh, that's a male lion. Right? But they drew a female lion there. Okay, interesting. Usually it would specify if it's a male or a female. We have other words for female lion, a lioness. But could be general, could also just be the narrator's dialectical style. And you can actually use a masculine form sometimes to mean just the general class of a species. So, all right, sorry, back to reading. Verse 25. Vehine, anashim raverim, vayiru, et hanevela mushlechet baderech, ve'et haaryeh omeid etzel hanevela. vayavo'u, vaydaberu, בעיר, asher hanavi hazaken yoshev bah. I'm leaning forward. I forgot the microphone's right here. Verse 26. Vayishma hanavi asher heshivo min haderech vayomer ish האלוהים hu asher mara et pi Adonai vayitenehu Adonai la'aryeh vayishbarehu vayimetzeihu kidvar Adonai asher diber lo. וידבר אל בניו לאמור, חיבשו לי את החמור, ויחבשו. Verse 28. וילך, וימצא את נבלתו מושלכת בדרך. החמור והאריה עומדים אצל הנבלה. לא אכל האריה את הנבלה, ולא שבר את החמור. Verse 29. vayisa hanavi et niblat ish האלהים. vayeilekh el hachamo vayishivehu. vayavo'u el hanavi hazaken lispod ulekovro. Vayanach et niblato bekivro. Vayispedu alive. Hoi, achi. Hoi, achi. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping in. I will see you tomorrow as we continue our learning. We will be working in the book of Koheleth again, the book of Ecclesiastes. Until then, shalom, shalom.